flavor. I am DrPCPepper, and I am in the lab in a borrowed tomb. And we'll have a special edition for Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody out there that has made it with the rest of the champions in the United State of Mind for 2021. Some people do not know the date, just like me. Anyhow, we have special guests or some dead presidents, some presidents that people want to kill today, and some presidents that are still in office under the sworn to serve and protect code. Now, the beat abuse, I have to figure out something to come up with, but we'll get to that part later. Happy birthday to everyone that is celebrating their birthday today. And the secret of the day is, shh. Well, let's just keep that in mind. All right? We'll do a dope check. Have you had your dope for the day? And the dope that I'm speaking of is internal medicines. I'm talking about the things that are inclusive in our genetic makeup, in our DNA, in our anatomy. And we're all human beings that can listen. Some of the pets are listening. Some of the pets are practicing dance moves because they've been around some humans that can dance. Anyhow, the dope that I'm speaking of is first and foremost tears. Go ahead and take the tears to the head. Always make sure you remember to release those things, those endorphins, and those chemicals can balance us out regardless of what the doctor has diagnosed us with or what we want to be diagnosed with, because we're hypochondriacs now. I will just go ahead and say we, simply because I am having a midlife crisis. My hair hasn't fallen out, but there's a lot of crazy things going on, presidents. So I hope that you're standing by and listening. You haven't caused me any problems except seeing that America was grounded and founded by a man. And I've met some Washingtons, and they're American, all right? I haven't met any Washingtons from anywhere else, clearly because all of those have to be related to this one man on that $1. Make your dollar count. All right. And the second form of internal medicine that I like to talk about and suggest is the laughing. We want to find a reason to laugh. We want to make ourselves laugh. We want to get involved with, just pulling up a great skit or even an animal that is dancing because they want to be like ferocious. Moving forward. If you laugh until you pee on yourself, that's very welcome.
I wish I would lift my motherfucking leg for your motherfucking ass to lick my feet.
Gives you a sensation to know that it was really funny, and you have no reason to be embarrassed unless you've been walking around with the same laughter pee that you had on 20 years ago. Okay? Also, we want to feel these things, feel inclusive within the floodgates of the body. Smile, use those muscles in your face. As long as you're clothed in your right mind and you have the activities of your limbs, best thing to do is feel those things, use those things, and it makes for a better person. It always works. All right? And also dance. Now, ferocious is the best dancer that I've ever met, but I'm not as good a dancer as ferocious, and it doesn't stop me. Okay? It does not stop me from trying to move. Okay? You need to dance. All right? Put on those dancing shoes or your dancing socks. All right? And try to pretend that you can do the moonwalk. Or something creative that you come up with. Be original, all right? And finally, the fifth point on the star of the day is to eat a piece of fruit, something sweet, and that could be your partner, all right? Now, I don't want to go into that because a lot of people are involved with some of these bad apples and they're trying to mess up the whole barrel. I say throw the whole damn barrel away and allow an opportunity to, let's just go ahead and plant some more with springtime to look ahead for. Good time to get ready to start planting, gardening. The livestock is beautiful. It's still plentiful here in America, and we need to continue to do what it takes as Americans to not shoot our leaders down unless we have a good reason. We always need to find some reason or way to continue to see what it is that we have now in 2021, closing for 2022 to come up. What is it that we can do here in America after we've already made the money? After we've already seen some of the things that shouldn't be going on from 1950 to 2000, some of those travesties, those crimes, those ignorances should be erased. Some of those ignorances on all of our parts need to be eliminated, and they need to be taken off the shelf. They're obsolete. They are not collector's items, people. All right, I'm sitting here with 6 presidents. Some of them are dead, some of them are alive, but they did have the courage to stand up and take that seat. So I want you people that love to coach from your armchairs in your living room to please remember that we know that you have the courage to get a mortgage and sit in your living room and yell at the TV. And that takes a lot of authority in your own household, especially these days. People are being abused, as it is. Thank you for all the presidents that have continued to increase the value of the dollar to where now the money's invisible. And we're all the wealthiest people in the world as it is. All right. So, now that the guest quest discussion, because we've welcomed all these challenges, we are still alive, we're still here. The guest quest discussion of the day for the presidents, I'm going to bring on a president that we all know that's made us all happy, whether no one likes it or not. He is the first model of the United States of America. All right? I would like to bring him on before Coca-Cola was inspired and before everybody got addicted to the Coca. George Washington, President George Washington. How are you today, sir?
Move. You fucking dog.
Thank you for everything that you've done.
Yeah, who fucking cares? That's weird. That's the kind of people you are. Never going back and what's right.
Well, I'll tell you what. Got a bunch of people here expressing all kinds of things that they made up. Alright? But one thing that stands is I know that your face is still on that money. And your wings are all the wings I need. Alright? Now let me ask you this. Do you like football? Or do you just like killing people? Because that's kind of how I am. that's what it takes to put your face on money. I'll tell you that. Thank you, George Washington. Rest in power. All right, next we want to bring up, we don't have a lot of time.
Check that motherfucking ass where they give you how to check
figure out
money to
who
be.
George Washington is today.
For real, they
However,
didn't give you a
I am
motherfucking
certain
dime to be here.
there is a George Washington somewhere in this country. So,
Free
the
room
Washington
space some
family,
motherfucking well.
thank you
They
for
put your
allowing me to get
motherfucking
this
name.
close to Washington, D.C. since I've been, alive for 40 years. And the pilgrimage is still anticipated that we've made it through Thanksgiving. And I happen to be native, indigenous now, descent. And some of our ancestors still made it. All right? And that's from good love. All right? Unconditional love to have all these beautiful people still being born here in this country. Now, the next president I'd like to bring on is very special to me. He's on a penny. The copper penny is a big representation for me. His name's Abraham Lincoln, and he actually was reincarnated and made a pilgrimage to meet me here in Richmond during the summer. President Abraham Lincoln. All right. So President Lincoln. First of all, like I said, I want to thank you for coming to visit me. And those are some nice Jordans you had on. So your name is Melvin now. That's great. I remember that. Which people do not want people to be free? The people that still have pennies. Is that what you're talking about? So the people don't have any reason to have pennies. All right. So I see that you're a little shaky. Maybe that you're in love with the cocoa. Anyhow, thank you for coming on, President Lincoln. Now, John F. Kennedy. He's one of the most famous celebrity-looking presidents of all time. He's one of the best dressed first ladies. First Lady Onassis. During the time, this is before, of course, I was born. However, this is a mark for millennials that are intending on making the preparations for the next 50 years, contributing to the progress that civilization has made everywhere, and America really being a big part of driving commerce and trade. All right? President Kennedy, thank you for joining me today. I want to thank you for everything that you tried to do for us before they shot you. In Texas, unfortunately, that's where I'm from. There's still open carrying out there. Everywhere. So, anyway, I'd like to, go a little farther and ask your perspective about drug smuggling and sales in the United States of America.
Shouldn't even know where I'm at. Why don't you find Kim Kardashian for yourself? Try to touch me.
So the drugs are legal now that were not the ones that were being banned. As long as you have a prescription today, you can get on anything that you want. As long as you know the right doctor.
How beautiful all the women are compared to you.
We've made a bunch of progress. Thank you very much.
Rain, cold.
All right, thank you, John Kennedy. President Kennedy, rest in power. All right, the next president comes up is going to be another progressive statement that had been made by this president, that is, was actually gunned down in my home state. I don't know if that needs to be embarrassing or if it needs to have anything to do with any presidents that actually came from Texas. But those are questions that you can ponder upon or save for another talk show. This is a Clubcast, and I want you to all welcome the first African American president, President Barack Obama. All right, President Obama, you're still alive. How's that feel? Well, it's good that you're alive. What I've noticed clearly with all of the presidents, especially because America is known for harvesting some of the best celebrities in the world, and if you'd like to be a celebrity, then this is the place to do it. As far as celebrityism, as far as the progress that goes on and what is taxable and what is barter. What are your thoughts on prostitution and pimping? Thank you very much, sir. Now, I don't want to go any farther and talk about anything that would turn your hair any more white, because as soon as anybody goes in office, except for Donald Trump, of course, their hair usually starts turning white. So this has got to be a very stressful job. Let me ask you this. Do you ever get any sleep? Or are you haunted by the cat footsteps on your brain? I know exactly what you mean. Anyhow, we don't have much time. Thank you for coming, President Obama. And safety first. All right. Now, this president is shortly after. This is the all time president that has been the most hated president to ever take the office by people that you'd never even know were gonna hate him, because, well, anyway, this is President Donald Trump. Welcome, President Trump. you holding up? So, what I see, this is just my opinion, that you are also one of the celebrity presidents. You know what celebrities do, and you are a man that sees the opportunity to not see people not acknowledging that celebrities are special people, right? And they are not perfect. They make mistakes. They say things that they shouldn't say, but what do you think makes these people not ready to make the progress as celebrities that this country needs? Besides Kanye West, of course. All right. President Trump, I want to thank you for standing your ground regardless, because if Kanye West came in my office and did some kind of shit like that trying to kiss on me, I don't know if he'd ever try to run for president again. But thank you for everything that you've done with the courage that you have. Now, we're going to hold all our comments and just kind of ponder upon this session for a moment, because President Biden is in office and want to be mindful that there are a lot of things going on. I have not been able to see everything besides trying to get people vaccinated for COVID, and also trying as hard to stimulate the economy, and then get to look at the numbers for the year's end and the year's begin. So, as I said again, reading saves lives. Please get your copy of The Adventures of a Black Hand Full of Moon Dust by Inco Copes. It's a long story short. I am Inco Copes, and reading saves lives. And those are some of the things that have already been grounded with the documentation that has been established for what needs to be rules or codes or standards in this country. And they constantly need to be updated. And this book has so much to do with the opportunity to not have to live in some kind of time where George Washington had to find the grounds and the gunpowder to do whatever it is to keep his name and face on the money. And also the written documents that have been passed on to my hands that have been proven to be hands that can read and write just as well as yours. This is Club Soda. What's your flavor?